My beloved child. If you're reading these words right now, this is not a coincidence. It's not a random click. It's a divine appointment. I have called your heart to pause in this moment, not to condemn you, but to remind you, you are not forgotten. I have seen your silent battles, your late-night tears, the weight you carry that no one else notices. And still, I am here. I have always been here. Each breath you take is a testimony of grace. Sometimes you wake up with the world pressing down on your shoulders. Thoughts run wild, regret from the past, fears about tomorrow. But I invite you to start differently. Whisper a thank you. For the breath in your lungs. For the roof above your head. For the second chance today brings. You are alive for a reason. I don't want you to be imprisoned by yesterday's mistakes. I see everything, and yet I choose mercy. I've watched you stumble, I've heard the harsh words spoken in pain, seen the pride hidden behind the smile. But here's the truth, nothing is too dark for my light. Nothing is too broken for my healing. Let me set you free. There are chains you've tried to carry alone, shame, guilt, disappointment, but my child, you were never meant to carry them. That cross was mine to bear. Come to me not because you're perfect, but because you're loved. Yes, even now, even still, you are loved. If your past has convinced you that you're disqualified from blessings, I say to you, I am the God of second chances. Third chances. 1,000 chances. Look back only to remember how far I've brought you. Not to stay there. Not to relive the sorrow. But to recognize my faithfulness. Lift your eyes. Your story isn't over. In fact, a new chapter is beginning even as you read this. I am the author, and I'm still writing. I am the healer, and I'm still restoring. You don't have to have it all together. You just have to say yes. Yes to grace. Yes to peace. Yes to starting again. Come before me. Lay your burdens down. Confide in someone who walks in my truth. Don't carry it alone. Broken chains begin with honest words and humble hearts. You, child of mine, are not forgotten. You are called, chosen, and deeply cherished. This is your reminder. This is your sign. I heard your whisper. And I'm whispering back, you are alive for a reason. My dear one. I know how exhausting it has been. The weight pressing on your chest, the unspoken questions that visit your thoughts at night, they have not gone unnoticed. You have carried responsibilities, heartaches, silent disappointments, believing that no one would understand. But hear me clearly, you were never meant to carry it all alone. There's a tenderness in my gaze as I watch you push forward, day after day, even with a heart that sometimes feels too fragile to hold everything together. I see you trying to smile for others when your soul is craving rest. You've convinced yourself that being strong means never showing the cracks, but I invite you into something deeper, something gentler. I invite you to rest in me. Let me be your covering when the winds howl. Let my arms be your shelter when everything else feels uncertain. Even if no one else sees the weight you bear, I do. I am the God who lifts, the shepherd who carries, the father who bends low to meet his child in the place of pain. You've held on tightly to the idea that you have to figure it all out, to be the answer for everyone else, but I'm asking you to release that grip. Not because I want less for you, but because I have more. More peace. More freedom. More life. I don't expect perfection. I long for your trust. Bring me your overwhelm. Let me sort the chaos. Let me speak into the silence. I am not afraid of your doubts. I am not offended by your frustration. You can bring every fear, every ounce of confusion, and lay it before me. And when you do, you'll begin to see that my strength is not just a concept, it's a living force that surrounds you, renews you, empowers you. The road ahead may not be free from trials, but you will never face it alone. I will be the whisper in the quiet, the voice in the stillness, the hand reaching for yours when you think you cannot go further. This season has not been wasted. Every tear has watered something sacred. Every pause, every moment you chose to get up even when it was hard, was seen. And now, I am shifting the weight. I am lifting the burden. I am bringing you into a new strength, not one of striving, but one born in surrender. You were not created to barely survive. You were made to walk in peace. Let that truth settle in your soul. Let it calm your racing thoughts. I am here, not as a distant observer, but as your refuge. You do not have to pretend in my presence. You only need to come. Just as you are. That's all I ask. The rest, leave it with me. Dear child. Now that you've begun to release the burdens, I ask you to stay a while in the stillness. For it is in the quiet where my voice is clearest, not loud, not forceful, but steady like a soft rain on thirsty soil. The world often rushes you, demands answers, quick solutions, instant healing. But my ways are slower, deeper, rooted in eternity. And in this stillness, I am speaking. You do not need to perform for me. You don't need to bring polished prayers or perfectly worded confessions. Come as you are, unfinished, unsure, but willing. Let your heart be open, not rehearsed. I don't need you to say the right things, I only long for you to be present. To sit with me. To rest in the moment we share. That is where I restore you. You've wondered if I'm distant because I haven't responded the way you expected. But I am not absent, I'm near. Nearer than your next breath. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean I'm not working. Some of my greatest miracles are growing quietly beneath the surface, away from view, preparing to bloom at just the right moment. What you feel as silence is sacred space. In that quiet, I'm fortifying your spirit, whispering identity into your soul. I'm peeling away the lies you believed for too long, those that said you are not enough, that you've missed your chance, that you are too broken. Hear me now, you are not defined by your damage. You are defined by my love. I have seen your faithfulness in the small things. The prayers whispered behind closed doors. The kindness offered when you had little to give. The grace you extended when it wasn't returned. Those seeds have not been forgotten. They are taking root in my timing. Even when others overlook you, I never do. You are not invisible to me. You are not forgotten in the waiting. Even your quiet obedience echoes in heaven. This season may feel barren, but trust that the soil is fertile with promise. Do not despise this hidden place. In the stillness, I am shaping you. In the silence, I am strengthening you. In the waiting, I am drawing you deeper into my presence, not so that you would merely survive, but so you would be grounded when the winds rise. Let me be your source. Not approval from others. Not achievements. Not certainty. Let my love be the anchor beneath every decision, the compass when the path ahead is unclear. You will hear me, not with your ears, but with your spirit. You will know me, not by logic, but by encounter. And when you feel like you've lost your way, remember, I am the shepherd. I always come for my sheep. Even now, I am here. And I'm not finished with your story. My precious one. As you remain in this place of stillness, let me remind you, the night is not endless. Though shadows have lingered, and the air has grown heavy with unanswered questions, light is beginning to break through. Can you sense it? The soft glow of promise rising on the horizon, not because of anything you've done to earn it, but because I have declared it over your life. Your journey has not been easy. I've seen you press forward when your strength was nearly gone. I've watched you love through pain, hope through tears, and stand when your heart longed to collapse. And still, you have not been alone. Not for a moment. Not even in the silence. I have been moving, quietly, faithfully, guiding you towards something greater than you imagined. Sometimes my light doesn't arrive as a sudden blaze, but as a flicker, a quiet warmth in your chest, a moment of clarity in your thoughts, a verse that echoes louder than the noise. These are not coincidences. They are glimpses of my nearness, woven into the fabric of your ordinary days. You may not have realized it, but in this waiting, you've grown. Your roots have deepened. Your heart has learned to recognize my voice. Even in what seemed like delay, I was developing strength in your spirit that cannot be shaken. Now is the time to lift your eyes. Something is shifting. Where you once saw only dust, you'll begin to notice signs of new life. Where dreams once lay buried, they will stir again. I am breathing revival, not just around you, but within you. The wounds that once defined you are now becoming wells of compassion. The questions that once haunted you will soon be replaced with testimony. The pain you endured will not return void, it will become the very soil where your greatest purpose begins to bloom. Don't rush the dawn. Let it rise in its fullness. Let hope rise with it. You were never meant to live numb. You were created to feel deeply, love boldly, walk freely. The weight of shame has no place on your shoulders anymore. I have spoken mercy over your past and planted promise in your future. When the enemy tries to remind you of who you were, let my word remind you of who you are becoming. When the world says you've missed your chance, hear me say, it's just the beginning. You are being prepared to carry light, into your family, your friendships, even into places that feel forgotten. Not because you are flawless, but because you are willing. And that is what I cherish most. A heart yielded. A soul open. A spirit ready to reflect my glory. Walk boldly now, not because the road is easy, but because I walk it with you. The light is breaking through, and you, my child, are stepping into it. Child of my heart. Now that the light has begun to rise, I want you to walk with renewed purpose. Not rushed. Not afraid. But steady, with each step grounded in my truth. You've spent so long looking behind, evaluating your life through the lens of regrets and what-ifs. But today, I invite you to shift your gaze. Not toward the past, not toward what's missing, but toward what I am building. You see fragments. I see fulfillment. You notice delay. I see divine preparation. Every detour you faced, every door that didn't open, every season that seemed silent, it wasn't punishment. It was protection. I was withholding what wasn't meant for you so that I could release what was perfectly designed with your name on it. The time ahead is not random. It is sacred. You were created for this very moment in history, not by accident, but by design. There are people whose lives will be touched because you chose to keep going. Because you didn't let despair win. Because you listened for my voice when all other voices shouted fear. And because of that courage, even if it felt like barely holding on, I am now unfolding things you never imagined. I know it's tempting to measure your progress by visible results. But child, my kingdom doesn't always follow earthly timelines. In my economy, obedience is success. Surrender is victory. And faithfulness, especially when no one sees, is treasured above all. Lift your head. Straighten your back. Not in pride, but in holy confidence. You belong to me. And everything I've spoken over you will come to pass. You don't have to rush to prove yourself or to grasp what others have. Your portion is secure. Your inheritance is intact. You are not in competition. You are in alignment. What I have started, I will complete. Let your soul breathe in this truth. You are held. You are seen. You are commissioned. As you move forward, don't strive to control every detail. Walk in step with me. Let my spirit be your rhythm. Let my peace be your pace. The more you lean in, the more you'll recognize my guidance in the small things, in decisions, conversations, divine connections I place along your path. And when the road ahead feels unfamiliar again, and it will, return to this sacred knowing, I am already there. You don't enter your future alone. You walk with the God who holds time in his hands and eternity in his heart. So go, beloved. Go not with fear, but with faith. Go with gratitude, with compassion, with eyes open to beauty and hands ready to serve. Go with the understanding that your future is more than a destination, it is a canvas for my glory. This is not the end. It is the unveiling of something holy. Your story continues. And I, your God, will be in every chapter.